Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters, or Mikaela Peters as they call me in Finland. So today's video is going to be a little bit about what it's like being a new foreign person in Finland and maybe ways to get help. This was a suggestion that was sent to me, and we'll see if this is interesting to people. Currently, I am praying that my sleeping baby does not wake up before I finish this because I'm finally having the time/motivation to record some videos, so I tend to do these in batches because, well, it's just easier at this point. I've been spending a lot of time like outside the house and just trying to take care of other things that are more pertinent. So either way, I'm trying to continue with the channel though because, well, why not? So I thought about talking about residence permits. The one paid partnership I have, courtesy of my other channel, is with SwissCare. So if you are somebody who's currently applying for a residence permit, I believe there is a discount associated with using this discount code, link in bio. But seriously, SwissCare is a pretty good one to use for when you're getting your residence permit. Speaking about other things related to residence permits, I'm currently on a researcher type A residence permit, and because I'm a self-funded PhD, I had to show that I had like a certain amount of money saved, which I did not exactly, so I showed some other things instead. They supposedly want it all liquid in a bank account, which like, no, I had some of it in stocks and stuff and some other things like CDs or whatever, certificates of deposit. I don't know how it works in other countries, but yeah, so they were not as strict about that as I thought they would be. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm American or, they're more so worried about people coming in and not having money and then sort of like taxing the system, because taxing as in like not literally taxes, but, putting pressure on, because the whole thing is, they want foreign people here who can support themselves rather than like using the system, which is more like for the Finnish people. This is the way I understand it, at least. Somebody can say if they have a different opinion. I wouldn't be offended because I just tend to repeat things that other people say and I'm not always doing my own research. So some of this is based on that. And yeah, I mean, look, I do read some of the internet government pages, but it's not like it's my hobby. So there's all that. But yeah, so, your residence permit can be a little bit annoying. One thing that's great is that they will tell you if there's an issue. So for instance, I was having issues with my health insurance originally, and I actually had like 3 different types of health insurance, which I did not get SwissCare originally, but that was like the more common one that other students were getting. So, they email you and ask for clarification. So it's pretty easy a lot of times to update your residence permit in a way that it will get approved, because I think ideally they want to approve it. And if there's anything that is impeding their ability to make a positive decision, they're going to let you know so that you can, react to it or, edit the application in some way. So there's all that. So cool. Congratulations. You got through the residence permit part of getting to Finland. All the hard work is done. Psych, nah, just kidding, because you actually have to then deal with seasonal winter depression, which everybody goes through. And I'll be honest, the worst part is the first year, and then you kind of get desensitized to it slightly after that. You're going to end up relying on a support system of primarily other international people to be able to get through the winters. It's kind of like the Beatles song where it says, "I get by with a little help from my friends." Now, that song was about drugs, in case you didn't know that. However, in Finland, you should replace that with being about alcohol, because that kind of tends to be how that works here. I'm going to be honest with that as well. If, you were never somebody who tended to drink alcohol, that may become an issue if you end up in Finland. At least it did for me. Luckily, I then got pregnant and have not been able to drink since, so then that problem went away. I say all this facetiously, but like at the same time, it's just true. So yes, there are those things, but like very honestly, the hard part with the seasonal depression is just something that every international person unfortunately needs to go through. And the only thing that you can do to help another international person as a pre-existing international person is just hang out with them and listen to them be depressed, because it is like the natural cycle of the universe to have to go through this thing. Now, something that was difficult for me with moving to Finland and being in the university setting, I was used to having like running club and swimming club and these like club sports that I really liked doing. But coming here, those things didn't exist. It was like the choice of like horseback riding, which I'm afraid of horses, or maybe like that's actually true, or maybe like choir or something, but my Finnish is terrible, so I was afraid of that. So that mostly left me to do like international student stuff, which alcohol. So yeah, that was a thing. I mean, you can still show up to things and not drink, that's fine. But then they also have those they have those like cool trips that they would do to like I don't know, like Lapland and stuff. So that's nice. So yeah, I mean, okay. This is what I told myself, and I said this at some point in another video, and I don't remember what video it was, but the whole thing is that, sorry, Facebook Marketplace stuff. The whole thing is that, great, that distracted me. Now I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. It's gonna give me a minute. Okay, now I remember. So make friends with people and then go on cheap Ryanair trips, flight trips around Europe. We went to Milan, which you can leave to from Lappeenranta. I don't know. I went to a lot of places, but we'll just stick with Milan for the purpose of this video. Now, other things you can do, you can just show up at a university and just be around, and then you'll inevitably end up talking to people. This is addressed to international students. I don't really know why else people come to Finland, because people will literally be like in different careers. Like, I had this very successful career as a whatever person in my country and was making a lot of money, and then I decided to just start over my entire life and go to Finland and start studying. That was not me, but that is a lot of people I talk to. So yeah, there's a lot of those people too. So it's just you're naturally gonna end up finding people if you put yourself out there. I'd say yes, it's winter. Yes, it's cold. It's cold most of the time in Finland, and all these things are going to contribute to you being like, I just want to stay at home. Don't do that. It's bad. One time I did that to myself to try to make myself get better at being alone. And you know what? It was dumb. I don't recommend that. So humans were not created to be alone and live alone, honestly, in my opinion. So just force yourself to show up at things. Even if you're like socially awkward and autistic, don't worry. There's probably somebody else there who's socially awkward and autistic just as much, if not more than you. And if you're the most socially awkward person, then you know what? Give yourself a participation trophy in your mind just for showing up. Yeah, I don't know. But also, like, there are different kinds of things. Like, a lot of the international, like community organization type of things are trying to organize things. And some of these are like, yes, duh. But some of these are like more unofficial. Like, there are like WhatsApp groups. Like, I don't know, like my PhD program has one. I don't know. They have like different things for people learning Finnish. One time I went to like some cooking thing in the city center. Oh yeah, I think my friend asked me to go with her. I was like, how did I even end up with that? Yeah. So you just gotta like put yourself out there. I don't know. Like, it's like classic dating advice, but honestly, that's just life advice for when you show up as a foreign person in another country. Also, if you're alone, you're inevitably going to meet people anyway. So, I don't know. But anyway, I hope all that is somewhat helpful. I don't know how helpful it is, really, but yeah. Okay, now I need to eat something before the sleeping baby wakes up and needs to eat also. All right, well, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I will try to keep up with this channel, even though it's really getting hard. But you know what? Just because things have to move at a slower pace doesn't mean you shouldn't do them. Also, that's very common in Finland. Things get like pushed back all the time. Nobody really cares. So it do be like that sometimes. All right, well, thank you for supporting my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to. It would be appreciated. All right, well, thank you. Until next time. Bye.